and welcome to another edition of Day Drinking with Kevin. I'm your host, Kevin McGuire. And as we prepare for this very special day of Thanksgiving, I got a lot of emails asking, Kevin, what wines pair with Thanksgiving? So in today's video, we're going to learn what wines pair with turkey and stuffing, mashed potatoes, and lots of other Thanksgiving fare. Remember, when you start your Thanksgiving celebration, why not start it off with some sparkling wine? Whether you go with champagne, or cava, or Frank-Corta, or a sparkling wine from the U.S., sparkling wine makes a wonderful way to say, welcome to the house, the party's about to get started. Now, when we talk about Thanksgiving food, a lot of times we're talking Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And let's face it, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir go perfectly with Thanksgiving food. The butteriness and creaminess of a Chardonnay, or the steel-aged version of a Chardonnay, pair with the turkey, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, and the Pinot Noir pairs really well with the stuffing and the cranberry sauce and all of the fall vegetables that you may be serving. But today, let's talk a little bit about some alternatives, because, like us, we may have some ABC drinkers in the crowd. You know what that is? Anything but Chardonnay. So here are some alternatives to Chardonnay that you may consider for your Thanksgiving festival. First, let's talk about South African Chenin Blanc. It is crisp, it still has that pear and apple and citrus flavor, and offers an excellent alternative to Chardonnay. But if you're not into Chenin Blanc, maybe try a Verdicchio from Marche in Italy. Or, as you know, my favorite sounding grape is Cavalcante from Sicily. All of those will really pair very well with some crisp acidity and go with whatever food you're serving. On a red side, you may consider things like Beaujolais. And I'm not talking about Beaujolais Nouveau, which happens on the third Thursday in November and is the first release of any wine in France. I'm talking about some of those Beaujolais crus, like from Morgon or Moulin à Vent. These are grown with a lot of minerality and will perfectly pair with your stuffing and your turkey and your spiral sliced ham. If you're looking for other alternatives, consider a Spanish Grenache. It goes very, very well with all of the different things that we're serving today. And if you're really looking for something really kind of out there, maybe think of an Argentinian Malbec if you're smoking your turkey. Or if you're frying your turkey, consider a Riesling from Alsace. And if you're really going out on the limb and maybe getting a turkey from Popeyes, you might consider something like a nice Riesling from Germany. A little off-dry Riesling will pair perfectly well with the saltiness and the crispiness of the Popeyes fried chicken. When pairing wines with Thanksgiving, you need to consider the herbs and the things that you're flavoring the Thanksgiving food with. For example, in our house, we have 3 different kinds of stuffing. We have an oyster stuffing, which might go perfectly with a Chablis. We have a sausage-based stuffing that might go perfectly with that Pinot Noir. And we just have a regular stuffing that will go fairly well with all of those crisp whites we mentioned earlier. And if you have alternative things that you serve for Thanksgiving, if you're not a turkey family, consider a brisket, where, say, a California cab will go very well. Or maybe you have one of those green Jell-O molds that Grandma used to make with the little pretzels and the marshmallows in there. I'm not sure what to pair with that, but I'm going to go with probably rosé, because rosé pairs with everything. Grandma, I love you, but I never liked that green Jell-O mold. Now, finally, let's talk about dessert. My sister Maureen brings pies all over the place, from apple to cherry to blueberry to pumpkin to pecan to chocolate. We have so many different dessert opportunities. And don't forget about the ice cream. The flavor of the ice cream really depends on the kind of dessert wine that you might choose. Now, if we're going a little off-traditional, we might consider pairing something, like a sparkling dessert wine. Or you might consider a port. Port goes really well with dessert. And if you're looking for something that maybe is a still wine, possibly something like a Zinfandel. An old vine Zinfandel goes perfectly with dark chocolate. So maybe you're going to do some dark chocolate dipped strawberries, or possibly have a chocolate torte. If you are, consider a Zinfandel. Otherwise, we have lots of different sparkling wines and dessert wines to choose from, including some off-dry Rieslings, ice wine from Canada, and many others that I think will actually go really well with the different flavors that we have for dessert. And when you're purchasing wine for the holidays, don't forget that we'll be watching football all weekend, so make sure that you purchase lots of extra wine. So, for my friends, Pete and Debbie, Jerry and Kathy, want to wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday season. And until next time, we say, salud.
Salud.